Good evening, students. Today I am going to look at two pieces of writing from a student. The first one is for the IELTS writing task 1 and the second one is for the IELTS speaking task 3. You can see the questions and answers printed below. The parts I have highlighted in bold have mistakes and I am going to correct them. The parts highlighted in green are okay, but I am going to make some improvements. After my changes and improvements, these pieces of writing should get the top marks in the exam. So let's look at the first question, writing a letter. You should, if you want to learn more efficiently, look at the answers first and see if you can correct the mistakes yourself. This is a very valuable skill. So anyway, let's move on with paragraph 1. I am writing to you. No, that should be. I'm writing to inform you about some important changes. I'm adding the word important here to make this sentence better, which have recently happened in my work and unfortunately have affected my plans to continue studying at your school. As I mentioned before, I have recently been promoted to the position of project manager. No A here. Hence, due to my much greater commitments, just adding some words there, to my new job and training for, no S on training for my new and demanding responsibilities. Again, adding a couple of words. My new and very demanding responsibilities. Now, the last part of this sentence is not at all clear. I have to make a lot of changes. I have an extremely limited amount of time to continue studying with your school. Better to change the whole phrase, I think, as it does not really make sense. Paragraph 2. Furthermore, I have just been promoted or appointed to lead a project which requires my relocation to Western Australia for 2 years. As my current focus is very much on my career, I cannot afford to miss this brilliant opportunity. I have changed some words and added some words there to make the meaning clearer. This should be self-explanatory to the writer. Paragraph 3. I have really enjoyed studying at your school. I think we use this continuous tense because the student at the moment is still studying. This letter is to tell the school that they intend to stop. So the tense should be present perfect continuous. So I have really enjoyed studying at your school and I would like to continue. We can substitute for the word studies here, continue doing this online, or we could just say to continue online and we don't need my studies. If this option is available. The last sentence is not clear. Maybe we can say, if this is not possible, however, I am going to get back to the course as soon as I complete my new assignment. I think the phrase the student is trying to use here is something like, in case I cannot meet you tonight, I will meet you tomorrow. In case here has the same meaning as if. If I cannot meet you tonight, I will meet you tomorrow. But the phrase, the expression is not really suitable in this sentence. And last paragraph, it really was a pleasure to study at your school, and I am looking forward to seeing you again. Okay, let's look at the likely grade this task would get. I think probably around 6.5, because there are quite a few problems with the content. Some of the ideas have not been expressed clearly. So the student should now rewrite all the parts I have changed, making sure they understand the mistakes and the new version. The new version should get a grade 9. Let's move on to the second question. Is it better to work and study part-time or do a full-time course? Paragraph 1. I think, well, in my opinion, I think that would be a little bit better than well, comma, in my opinion, comma, I really think that the answer to this question, I think that's better than it. Depends on the age and life situation of the individual, or we could say of every individual. For young people who are not limited in their choice by funds, or who have unlimited funds and time, I would most certainly recommend studying a full-time program at a reputable educational institute. Now, reputable educational institute is off the point of the essay question, so it will lose marks because it is off topic. So we should stop this sentence after program, a full-time program. Although there's nothing wrong with reputable educational institute, it is not answering the question, therefore it is redundant, redundant, and will not get you any marks. Next sentence, full-time studies. Again here, completed programs, it's not clear what that meaning is, and again it's irrelevant to the question. We're not talking about whether a degree or study program is completed. We're just talking about comparing part-time and full-time. So this sentence should be full-time studies usually provide much more in-depth knowledge, E-I-N-D-E-P-T-H. That is 2 words, in-depth. Than or compared to would be better here. Part-time courses, again short is irrelevant. Again, we're not comparing the time involved in the course, but whether it's full-time or part-time. A part-time course could still take many years and provide much better job opportunities upon finishing the course. Again, in the area at the end of this sentence is not quite on the topic. So let me repeat this whole sentence again. Full-time studies usually provide much more in-depth knowledge compared with part-time courses, and subsequently provide far better job opportunities. Second paragraph, on the other hand, it is usually very hard for adults to study full-time due to work and family commitments. Part-time courses could certainly help them to acquire, better word than get, acquire important new skills, especially for their jobs. The phrase or improving existing skills is really repetition, so get rid of that and instead have to acquire important new skills for their work or for their career. The last sentence here again is not clear. Express courses, not quite sure what that means. I guess it means quick course. But again, this is confusing because a part-time course does not have to be quick. Like I said before, it could take many years to complete. So I'm going to change this last part. However, these courses cannot hope to compare with the quality of a full-time course. Just one way of ending this paragraph. Last paragraph and paragraph 3. Now this paragraph is supporting part-time education, but it's not made clear at the beginning. The phrase "another situation" needs to be changed, so we can say something like, further support for part-time education could, for example, be when a professional. Again, the next phrase is redundant. With a completed degree, it's not relevant to the question. They could be a professional with or without a degree, but the point here is that they need to refresh their knowledge. So we will continue. When a professional needs to refresh his knowledge or get some information about an area which has recently changed in his specialist area. Change the words professional to specialist because we've already used professional earlier. Such as a new trend in software development, agile methodologies. In this situation, part-time courses would certainly help him to adapt, A-D-A-P-T, quickly to a competitive and rapidly changing work environment. I'm adding some words there to improve this sentence. So let me complete the sentence again. In this situation, part-time courses would certainly help him to adapt quickly to a competitive and rapidly changing work environment. I think you can see how that's going to be a better sentence, including more precise information to get to the writer's point. Okay, what grade would this reply get? Again, a lot of problems with the contents, a lot of ideas not explained clearly enough, so I think about 6.5. But with the improvements and corrections I have made, 9. I suspect this writer may have rushed these 2 pieces of writing. On the positive side, the structure for both of the essays is very good, and it allows me to improve them very easily. So the writer could also do the same thing with just a little bit more thought and time. I'm sure the writer could vastly improve the grades for these pieces of writing. Okay, students, thank you for listening. Good luck with your next assignments.